What's up, everybody? Before we get started, there's a couple things you should know. One, that this video includes spoilers. So if you haven't watched the show yet, turn it off now. Number two, these are all my opinions, but they don't mean they're facts. It's just some stuff that I noticed that I wanted to share. First of all, the first plot hole that I found wasn't too crazy, but I thought, you know what? Let's talk about it. So, as you can see here,
Told us to hold up your thumb just like this. And if the cloud is smaller than your thumb, now you run for the hills.
And if it's bigger than your thumb?
clearly they're not in a vault. Why aren't they in a vault? The wife works for Vault Tech.
When I think about the future, I think about my daughter, Janie.
My Pip-Boy determined that was a lie. If she really cares about Janie, why is she out there when they drop the bombs? Obviously, she knows when they're going to drop it,
By dropping the bomb ourselves.
as we just saw. So why is it that she's not there? Why wasn't she warned? I don't know. But that's the first one that I couldn't seem to figure out. Maybe you guys have the answer to that. Plot hole number 2. Here's the biggest one that I'm having the biggest issue with that I can't seem to figure out. And that is, how is it that Hank doesn't know Moldover?
Lee Moldaver, overseer of 32.
We were sorry to hear of Overseer Jackson's passing in your telegrams.
As you can see, they're corresponding, talking. She used her real name, and yet he doesn't know who she is, which is weird because
What if I tell you how I know your father? Who he really is?
Don't listen to
You think your father was born in a vault.
it doesn't make any sense. Let's move on to the next one. What is the next one? The third plot hole that I found, which isn't so much a plot hole, I just feel like, you could have done a little bit better with it, is the stim packs. As you can see, she heals herself in this clip. But then for some reason, she has to use staples. Well, if there's anything we know about Fallout, it's that when you use a stim pack, it heals everything. Broken limbs, cuts, wounds. So why does she have to use staples? That doesn't make much sense to me. Thaddeus, he's got a messed up foot.
I'm gonna fucking die.
But guess what? He should have stim packs. Why? Because Maximus didn't use it on the Knight Titus. So that begs the question, why didn't he use it? Next, he goes out of his way to find this guy, Serum Doctor. So why is it that if he's been on the surface and he knows that drugs will do those kinds of things, does he go for it? Because guess what? Taking those drugs is really going to bite him in the ass on this one. Let's talk about power armor. Now, a lot of things in the power armor that you see in this show, it does a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
So how is it that a Yaugi can completely kill a knight in full T60 armor? It's not up to snuff. And that seems kind of crazy. The other thing that I want to point out is that it only takes one bullet to kill this Yao Gui. How is that possible? I mean, how many times have you shot a Yao Gui and it took a lot more than one bullet? The other thing that I want to point out about power armor is that it's absolutely useless without a fusion core. Now, we all know that when you have a fusion core that's out, guess what? You can still move. You can still get out of it. So why is it now that the fusion core has been taken out and now it's completely useless and he's stuck inside? That seems like a design flaw to me, but really, I just think it was an oversight. The next thing I want to talk about is why did Lucy not grab the weapons on the shelf? As you can see, there's quite a few weapons in that store, but yet she doesn't take any and sticks with her trank when she tries to go up against the ghoul.
Well, now that is a very small drop in a very, very large bucket of drugs.
Another plot hole I want to talk about, which really isn't so much a plot hole, it's just kind of odd. It's that when she goes to the shop,
Thank you.
Not a problem.
That feels really, really nice.
And then she gets treated by a Mr. Handy and gets her finger put back on. Well, wasn't really her finger, but point is, she got it put back on. Isn't that kind of odd when he's just going to use her to harvest organs?
I'm simply going to harvest your organs.
Oh, 1 second. Another settlement needs my help. Now, this is one of the weirdest ones for a plot hole that I found, and that has to do with the cleanup of Vault 32. It was quite messed up. Obviously, something bad really happened there. People died 2 years ago in that vault. Nobody's been alive and in there since, except for the Raiders. How is it that it's that messed up, all of that blood, all of that decay, and yet they were able to completely fix it up in 24 hours without any vault dwellers knowing? But who knows? Maybe we'll find out in season 2. I just thought it was a little weird that you could clean up that much mess in 24 hours. If that was the case, we'd all be in the Commonwealth by now. The next odd thing that I wanted to point out was that the Raiders got poisoned.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me.
Now, if there's anything we know, it's that they were trying to keep him alive. So why did they get poisoned? And who did it?
The medic says it looks like rat poison. We'll find out who is behind it.
I honestly think it was Betty. She had a lot more insider information than we thought, especially since she was from Vault 31.
People are gonna be upset when they hear about this.
People like to have something to fuss about.
That really kind of points fingers towards her. But who knows? Maybe she didn't do it. Maybe it was Norm. We'll see in season 2 more than likely. The next one that I want to point out is Thaddeus becoming a ghoul.
I think you might be a ghoul.
Oh, no.
Now, that's actually pretty awesome, right? At least you don't have to worry about radiation anymore. But this is the thing. When the Brotherhood starts to show up, he needs to run like crazy. Because if he doesn't, they're gonna kill him.
Fuck, they'll kill me if they find out. What?
Why is it that they let the ghoul go on a 30-second monologue, kill a knight, and then start shooting? It's just kind of odd that they would kill someone without completely knowing that they're a ghoul and not killing a guy that's a complete ghoul immediately. So I just thought that was kind of odd. Not so much of a plot hole, just interesting.
He took the children, and he burned that city to the ground.
What Hank's reasonings were for blowing up Shady Sands, it was to protect his people, as you can see here.
Did what was necessary to save our people.
So why is it that he went out of his way, took the kids, blew up the place, and said it was to help his people? I don't know, that just seems like a weak excuse for me. And it's the last scene with Maximus.
All hail Maximus! That shall be night hereafter!
It just seems kind of odd that they just automatically make him a knight and everyone agrees with it without any questions, after everything that he did throughout the entire show. So I don't know, it just seems kind of odd to me. Well, that wraps it up for me. If you guys agree with me or disagree with me, throw it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about what I found. And thanks for tuning in. Oh, another settlement needs my help. I gotta go.